As a technology coordinator, the biggest part of my job is helping teachers and students use tools most efficiently. Like a lot of people, students and teachers incorrectly perceive the iPad as a purely consumption device and not a creation device. I really wanted to open the eyes of my teachers and administration to the true potential of the iPad. Instead of going crazy and purchasing tons of apps, I wanted to demonstrate how the right balance between app, instruction, and workflow could offer something really powerful. At the beginning of the school year, my primary grade teachers challenged me to come up with some way to use the iPad to better develop fluency and comprehension in their students. This project is a result of that challenge and begins with the presentation app, Explain Everything. The procedure for the student is quite simple. Select the laser pointer tool, tap the record button, and then begin reading aloud while tracking the words with your finger. When finished, tap the stop button, and then play to review what you read.
"It's my cousin, Cat Carson," said Puss in Boots.
It's in this moment of self-assessment that a student discovers for him or herself where they're struggling or how far they've progressed. When a student is finished, recordings are saved and exported to be reviewed later with the student's teacher.
Then he smiled and said, "I know you were planning to take a math test this morning. Tests aren't fun."
The first big obstacle was getting materials to the kids. We looked at a lot of solutions, one of them being Dropbox, but iTunes U we liked because we had the ability to embed video instruction, capacity wasn't going to be an issue, also we could use it district-wide so it could be used at different schools or offsite at a student's home. What we liked about iTunes U was also that it created actual courses with assignments. For example, in this video we're demonstrating fluency, but we could also have assignments or courses based on comprehension, expression, or something else. Within this, we can also include video tutorials and instructions so that if this was done off-site or at home, students could watch the videos and know what the directions were. There would also be many ways to check out a book. One option is to embed them within the lesson plan. However, a better way might be to include them in the Materials tab so students can select reading materials based on their current reading levels. Students can practice their reading directly in iTunes U. When they feel like they're ready to record their voice and explain everything, they just tap the export button in the top right corner. And because iTunes U is accessible via the internet, all the books that the students might have in their classroom can also be available on their iPads from home. We liked and chose Explain Everything for a variety of reasons. First and foremost, it has multiple input and export methods. It also creates basic MP4 files. The software empowers teachers to teach their way and not have that dictated by a reading program or an app developer. This means that teachers can employ their own strategies and individualize instruction based on student need. Also, I've yet to find an app of this nature with a laser pointer feature. While this sounds inconsequential, the ability to follow along while a student tracks the words on the page is actually very powerful. I'm not going to go into fine detail of the student procedure because I've already demonstrated it once. But from iTunes U, the student taps the export button, opts for Explain Everything. Then from there, you might have to do some quick adjustment. Depending on the source, you may have to move the PDF around on the page to make sure all the words on the page are visible. This probably won't take very long. Once you're ready, tap on the laser pointer tool, hit the record button, and begin reading aloud. When the student's finished, we have them tap the save button. From there, they give it a file name including their first name, and then a one-word title for the book, and that's it. Another big obstacle was how to get the records off the iPad when the students were finished. Without an easy workflow that teachers and students could handle, there was a high likelihood these assessments would never see the light of day and cease to be of much use. There are a few reasons we chose Evernote. Evernote has a 1 gigabyte upload allowance each month, which means it grows over time. It's also web-based, which means teachers don't have to download and install a specific application and can use it via any web browser at home or at work. It also has the ability to add notes and comments to individual records. I felt this was essential for sharing strategies and notes with other staff members or simply sharing recordings with parents during meetings. Exporting to Evernote is extremely simple. All you have to do is return to the home screen, tap the export button, select the file you want, and choose Evernote. It'll then compress the recording. Compressing usually takes about 1 second to compress for every second of audio. Once it's finished, there'll be an MP4 file copied into its own note within Evernote. A student could easily do this procedure, but it's probably best if a teacher does it since it does take a few minutes. Once a recording has been exported to Evernote and filed, A teacher can easily go to his or her class, an individual student, and listen to any recording of any student that has been submitted.
My teacher, my dad. Hi, kids, said Mr. Alphabet. I'll be your teacher.
When a teacher's done listening to a recording or reviewing with the student, a teacher can make notes and suggest a strategy directly within the individual note. These notes can be then shared with other staff members, a resource specialist, administrator, or at an parent-teacher conference. While this project is still in the early development stage, what makes it most compelling is how it allows students to choose from a large library of appropriate leveled readers. Its workflow is manageable for young students and busy teachers alike. It empowers teachers to provide unique reading instruction to individual students. It provides a useful record that teachers and staff can share, and it's scalable and can work in a one iPad classroom or a one-to-one environment. I'm really hoping I can connect with other inspirational educators who can help me further refine this project and aid even more students become even better readers.